Predator 2 stars Danny Glover as LAPD Lieutenant Mike Harrigan, who is stuck between a massive turf war and the future of 1997. Unfortunately, stuck between them is the overbearing LA heat, everyone's sweating their ass off, and Mr. Glover having his pants up to his nipples. But also a 7-foot predator is killing everybody and ripping their skulls out. Predator 2 was my choice. What did you think of the film?
Well, it's been a few years since I've seen this, and I thought maybe I'd just skim through it real quick.
What are you talking about?
But I ended up watching the whole thing because it is that good of a movie. To me, it's the aliens to Alien and Predator 2 to Predator. It's knock. A little more actiony. It's urban setting. It's got the wonderfully delightful Danny Glover and the weird, odd Gary Busey.
Yep.
Guess who's back?
And then there's Bill Paxton, who's in a second movie like he was Aliens. It's just like there's all these little connections, and if you look it up, there is little connections between this, Lethal Weapon, Aliens, Die Hard.
Did you see in the shootout in the turf war, not Richard Donner was there?
Yeah.
Richard Donner finds one of the guys, and basically what happens if you...
No, it's not Richard Donner. That was Steve Kahn.
God, I suck without a scope.
Yeah.
I pointed out, and I was like, look, it's not Richard Donner. And Miss Todd was like, who? And I was like, you'll see.
Look at it at the time. I'm not looking at anything now. I'll look at it at the time.
It gets off a little, I wouldn't say slow. It's a lot of violence.
It's the opposite of slow.
In almost like dystopian LA where the gang wars have really taken over, and there's a lot of shooting, and the gangs have automatic weapons with clips of endless bullets in it. Like the one guy with the double Uzis or whatever, I'm like
going
how many bullets are in that damn gun?
It's crazy. This movie is the antithesis, the flip, the 180 of Predator.
Stick around.
It starts off just pure action, just nonstop, but everything about it is the complete opposite, and that's why I loved it. I love this movie. I love the first Predator. It's still my favorite because I love Arnold.
Get to the chopper!
But Danny Glover figures it out sooner. He just uses kind of like everyday intelligence.
The movie runners wanted Danny Glover above everybody else because they wanted somebody that was an everyday man that could possibly beat this guy, not, Arnold. And
what the hell are you?
Danny
Glover did his best John McClane. Like he got
God.
He was just rough the F up.
Oh, it was, he got his arm pulled on. The Predator was holding on to him. And I'm just sitting, they showed it. I was like wincing.
Okay, pussy face.
There's a little bit, I wouldn't say comedy, but a little bit of
levity.
You know what she said without missing a beat?
No.
She said, I stabbed that son of a bitch plenty of times. He never died on me before.
Levity to it because the Predator kept using phrases that he had heard from the kid with
very creepy way. Yeah.
Do you want some candy?
Want some candy?
Let's dance!
The first Predator was funny in its own right.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
But the first Predator, it did a really good job of ripping apart toxic masculinity. And I love it because you can watch it and just be like, it's a bunch of buff bodybuilders just killing and shooting things. But it's taking apart how men think they can just go into a jungle with guns and kill something.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
It's a bullshit sight job. There's 2 or 3 men out there at the most. Fucking lizard.
This one is the complete opposite. It's requiring Danny Glover to think outside the box to get revenge for his partners, basically. And it's really well done.
It has almost no weight.
But it cuts like steel.
Like I said, everybody's on fire in this. Even Gary Busey's weird character. He's a government agent.
It's so
of course.
weird. He's not weird though.
They say the persistence is one of your most outstanding qualities.
Hey, look, I know this is your show, but
Now you're not listening to me. You got a big nose, and you're sticking it too far in my business.
He's just
Bill
normal.
Paxton's Jerry Lambert at first comes off as kind of like just an idiot cop,
stooge,
but then you find out he's actually a really good cop.
Yeah.
And he dies in a less than chivalrous way, but he kind of does. He sacrifices himself, but
my favorite part is it's showing this blistering LA heat and everybody's sweating. Danny Glover's got sweat pouring, but my favorite part is Bill Paxton's wearing this amazing mustard blazer, and his pits are covered in sweat. Everybody is sweating, and then I made the joke in the intro. Danny Glover's got his damn pants pulled up so damn high. And I mean, the dude's incredible actor. I'm not going to make fun of him, but it's hilarious.
This is Danny Glover between Lethal Weapon 2 and 3.
2 and 3, yeah.
So he was, he's at that age where he's, I'm getting too old for this.
I'm too old for this shit.
I thought it was funny. So you mentioned Bill Paxton was in
Aliens,
which is the sequel. Bill Paxton is in the sequel to this. Arnold was in Predator 1. They were both in True Lies, which is a James Cameron movie like Aliens. Right. And then the other fun part is Johnson. If you remember Johnson & Johnson from Die Hard.
Yeah.
I'm Agent Johnson. This is Special Agent Johnson.
Oh, how you doing?
No relation.
He was the deputy chief in this.
Yeah, the deputy chief in this. He was in Die Hard, which was a John McTiernan movie. John McTiernan directed Predator.
I never heard that one before.
So there's all these little things to it.
The ever infamous Morton Downey Jr. plays a reporter in this. Joel Silver produced this and Die Hard. Mm-hmm. There's all these nuances, and you can feel it. You can feel how it's shot, the quality, the scene flow. It's it has a lot of DNA in it.
Oh, yeah. And to this day, I remember there's a segment, Corridor Crew, which a lot of people are already going to talk about and already know about, I should say. And they talk about the incredible special effects that's done. At one point, there's a voodoo gangster crime lord, and the Predator comes down to kill him, and he walks on water. And he's not walking on water, but he's walking through the water, and he's got his cloak on. Yeah. And the Corridor Crew couldn't figure out how they did it. I mean, this is 1990. It's not a guy in a green screen, a green suit, because it didn't exist.
Dollying along with his foot.
Yeah.
As he's splashing in the water.
This scene in particular is what made me think of this. Yeah.
It's insane. It's like, and I don't know how they did it. And it's just like the water is like wrapping around his leg. And this is pre-CG.
The movie looks fantastic. I love it.
Stay the fuck out my way.
The Voodoo King, I guess that the Predator was really after.
Yeah.
The transition between him getting battle screaming and then him carrying off his head. I'm like, that was a really good transition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His foundation lied in the holy mountain.
Yeah, and that whole subway fight was it was like something from like Batman. It was hectic. Bill Paxton's trying to get everybody off, and they're fighting this gang, and they're shooting, and the Predator's just chopping through people, and he dies horribly, but he goes out, kind of honorable at least.
Right.
Want some candy?
Let's dance!
The movie had a $20 to $30 million budget. It basically did 57 million worldwide. It was kind of panned. It only did 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. My beloved Roger Ebert, I thought this was hilarious in all the wrong reasons. My beloved Roger Ebert gave it a 2 out of 4. He called it an angry and ugly dream, but he also went on to say, creature design had racist undertones that were subliminal clues that encourage us to subconsciously connect with menace with black males.
Game over, man. It's game over.
The fight scene between him all the way to the Predator ship.
Oh, it's awesome.
And then the Predator reveal, there was more of them, and the Predator that pulled out the musket and handed it to Danny as a prize. I mean, if anybody that read Dark Horse comics knows that they carried that on. They actually told the story of that Predator fighting an old ship captain. And then, of course, there's the Xenomorph head as a trophy. They've connected those. They linked those two universes together. There was plenty of Dark Horse comics out that explain that.
Right.
So this is a little bit of nostalgia for me as well.
Yeah, and that's the same pistol that was given to the main character in Prey as well. So that kind of connects it, and then obviously would establish the AVP universe, which, as you said, was already a thing at Dark Horse. You and I have read those comics so many times over.
The Predator was played by Kevin Peter Hall, who played the original Predator, who they wanted to make sure he was in that suit because he had gotten down the movement and the way he hunched, and it was perfect. So they didn't have to retrain somebody. I still like those scenes. There's iconic scenes of the Predator lost his arm from Danny Glover chopping it off so he wouldn't blow up the city block, and so he crushes a bunch of stuff and he's got like this field bag, this medical field bag, and he mixes drywall and tile and stuff.
It's such a great use of just kind of cool little like tidbits of world building, because the first Predator movie, you don't know really anything about him, and then they kind of like, you know, sprinkle in either through, you know, Gary Busey, or hey, we see this field kit, we get to see all the other ones, there's an elder, and then, you know, you get trophies for beating them, and the kind of like learning more about them and all that. And I do that one scene where he's like cauterizing his arm, I love, because there's a grandma that's like trying to get in, and
she's talking to her husband.
It's
there's somebody
great
in the bathroom.
Herb, wake up. There's somebody in the bathroom.
It's so good. And then Danny Glover ends up coming up, and he's like, I'm an LAPD cop, and she goes on to say, I don't think he cares.
It's all right, I'm a cop.
I don't think he gives a shit.
As usual on Lost and Found, we rate things by Lost, you leave it to a streaming black hole and completely ignore it. Or Found, you seek it out on a weekend watch like we often do and enjoy. Pop Tot, where are we putting Predator 2?
Seriously, guys, if you're going to give this any credit, sit and watch the first one and then watch the second one and enjoy yourself and have a great afternoon, because this is entertainment. This is just awesome, just world building. I enjoyed every minute of it. Just watch this movie.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. This is an absolute found. This is one of those movies I was like, yeah, you know, I kind of want to watch. And then I watched it, and I was just getting so giddy about little details. I mean, just even from the station having this dirty, like the windows were dirty. Everything has this tangible feel to it. And what they did with the Predator is awesome. The subway scene felt like something out of like Batman. And honestly, it's cool to see Bill Paxton again.
Hey!
Hey, are your balls okay?
Fine. How are yours?
But as usual, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for supporting. Be sure to like, be sure to comment. Engaging helps so much. Watching helps too, but all that matters so much with the algorithm because YouTube. And be sure to leave a recommendation. We're going to do one of those very soon. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Cutting off my dick and shoving it up my ass.